who was the last residents there? Did they do any upgrades?
So the rest home went until 1990, so
Oh,
1925 to 1990. So it had a very nice long run. It went up for private sale and was purchased by a local person in 1996, and he stayed here until 2015. So he was here for a good 20 years, 19, 20 years. He was starting to do some renovations. He did do some aesthetic stuff. He did put in a new heating system, boiler heating system. And not much on the electricity side, not much on the plumbing side, but he was getting it heated, and he was living here with his family during that whole time. From what I understand, he also had other properties in the area and was very over leveraged. And when the roof started leaking, he tried to get a loan for the roof. The banks refused to loan him any money.
ugh.
And he sacrificed this property and walked away. I do know that he took the lighting fixtures because he contacted me after I bought the property and sold me back the lighting fixtures.
Wow. How's
Wasn't that nice of him?
yeah. How many lighting? Like I see the chandelier behind you. Is that sort
These
of?
are mine. These are the ones that were on the ground floor. He hadn't renovated these rooms yet.
Oh,
So these had no lights in them. The place got gutted. All the lights got taken, all the radiators got taken, and all the doorknobs got taken. They tried to take some of the hardware. So there's even in these windows, there's the little push that you put your fingers in and you lift up.
yeah.
There were brass inlays in those before. So these are missing those inlays, but there's some that I guess they couldn't get the screws out, so they didn't take those. But
Wow.
there's certain brass fixtures that were taken off of some of the windows. So it was gutted, definitely.
Well,
And
this sounds now like we should get up and get a tour. Because now that you're talking about this, I'm super curious how much work you've done and how much there is to do. So this is now your main room where I am.
This is my bedroom, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's got these great dormer windows,
Wow.
fireplace.
Wow. Is that
there were-
operational, that fireplace?
No, there were 7 chimneys in the ceiling or in the roof, and when I see the old pictures now, there are only 2.
Oh,
So they capped them off, I think, when it was an Eastern Star home because fire is dangerous.
yeah, yeah. To the
So
the
they
elderly.
capped it off.
Right.
So I'm gonna take you. So I'm on the 3rd floor. We live on the 3rd floor, and this is the room where the seance happened, and it's also the room where I ripped out the walls. You can
Oh.
start to see the ceiling damage,
Oh my gosh.
wall damage.
Holy. And so
And
those were walls. Those were separate into like different bedrooms, or I guess.
yeah, this had a wall, a hallway here, and this, I'll turn it around so you can see the whole thing, but this room was 3 bedrooms and the ceiling had been dropped down. If you see the wall line where the plaster is missing, that's where the ceiling had been dropped down.
Good Lord.
It had great dormers as well.
And that piping is gas or water?
That pipe is the sprinkler system.
It
And that's the reason that I ripped out the walls. I had the floors redone because I was away for a while. So this is the room where the tree was.
Wow.
Right in front of that fireplace. This fireplace is the John Wilson Wheeler fireplace.
That is spectacular.
Yeah, with his initials on it.
Ah.
So I was gone over the summer for 4 weeks. And so I just went ahead and had the floors done in a 10,000 square foot of flooring because I was going to be gone for so long.
Right. Perfect.
So I just went ahead and said, let's just do this. So now I have to wait for the sprinkler system to get overhauled. So eventually that sprinkler system will be buried back in that vaulted ceiling. I'll go to the long end so you can kind of see how vast this room is. So this was John Wheeler's original billiard room.
Wow. That ceiling is spectacular.
And when I bought this place, I didn't know that was even a thing because of the ceiling. I was just up in the attic exploring, trying to figure out where all of the conduits were there any fuse boxes up there, like where everything is. And I climbed up into the attic and it was super dark. And this mural behind me, when I shined my phone on the wall, that mural popped up. It's a jousting mural.
Wow.
And I was like, what is this room? And I turn my phone around and I start looking around and I realized that it had this domed ceiling. And I was like, okay, now I need to go do some more research. And I researched and I read an article about him having a billiard room.
Right.
And it was on the 3rd floor. And I was like, this must have been his billiard room.
So.
And then I learned when I was doing the floors, they had these things that protect the floor from radiators. And on it, it says billiard room.
Oh, look at that.
But this was after I had already ripped out all of the walls and everything and like decided it was the billiard room. So when I
got confirmation,
I was like, yes.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all the ceilings are peeling. A lot of water damage was here in the front.
And is that because the roof above it was just so gone? No tile, no shingles?
Shingles off, holes were in it. You had to rip off the whole roof and patch a bunch of things. Put in some.
Gosh.
It was bad.
Did you have the sister joist like actual trellis? Were you bringing in? Were you like just doubling it up, or were you actually yanking it out and putting brand new? Framing?
Most of the original trellises were still good because they used really good wood back then. So it was mostly just minor repairs of the outer sheets of drywall, and then a few little repairs on some structural pieces. And it was putting the joist on top of the other joists.
So much of the painting seems to be intact on that ceiling of the original ornate, or is that 3-dimensional? Is that plaster?
It's plaster, and it looks like it is, but the second you touch it, the paint starts peeling off. You can see around that, because I was like, could I save this? Could I actually save this? And there's just so much plaster work that needs to be done, and it wants to come off the walls. This is a bathroom that's about to be redone. It was a soaking bathroom. It's very small.
What do you plan to do?
Retile it. I already have the plumbing done, but you can see the ceiling. So all the ceilings look like this.
Wow. And that's a fire suppression system up there? That's all?
Yeah. Fire alarm system.
Is it working still?
No, it's part of the sprinkler system that has to be overhauled.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I did learn that this is where one of the major leaks happened internally. On the ground floor, there's a lot of water damage, but the ceiling, the roof right here wasn't leaking at this part. So I was like, how's that possible?
Right.
So that's where you have to like start wandering through, and then you find there was a cracked pipe in the bottom of the toilet.
Oh, so no.
He didn't have the water turned off or anything. So it just kept leaking and leaking, leaking.
Oh my God.
This is one of the rooms that I just redid.
Okay. Wow.
So
look at that.
This is my first wallpaper attempt.
That's spectacular. It looks great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I'm going to immediately take you down into another room so you can kind of see the process. So this room is finished.
Right. And even the window, I'm sorry, you're flaring out on the window, but is that original framing too?
Yeah, the window's original.
Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Scraped from the outside and reglazed, which I'm learning how to do now.
From YouTube as well?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. So, look at that stairwell.
But you can kind of see this part of the ceiling will have to be repainted.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a massive stairway.
It is. It's the grand staircase.
I'll say. And is that mahogany, or what is that all carved out of? Wow, look at that.
He used a bunch of different woods. There is mahogany. I don't know if this one is mahogany, but there is mahogany in the dining room.
Uh-huh. And what's the purpose of the seating, the bench seating at the foyer level?
That I have no idea.
Am I supposed to sit and watch people come up the stairs?
A sitting area to read, a reading nook, a choir. I don't know.
I've never seen that before.
I know. All the rooms kind of look like this.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Holy. Yeah.
I did the worst room in the house. So this was not the worst room, those rooms. I did the worst room in the house first because I wanted to see how bad it would be.
Right.
That's the room that Patty stayed in during the paranormal weekend, and we call it the Red Room.
All right. Wow. Look at that. Now, when you say it was the worst, so not only was the ceiling coming down, did you texture the ceiling there with a?
This has
Oh
little
yeah,
ceiling tiles.
ceiling tiles. Yeah.
It was the smallest room. It was the ugliest room. It was the least exciting. So I wanted to add a little embellishment.
It looks fantastic.
This is one of the rooms that I'm working on right now.
Okay.
This is room one.
Room one. Look at.
This had to be completely scraped. All the walls had to be scraped. This one
And
I love because it has a lot of natural light in it.
yeah. Wow. I love the windows too. Now, are the walls
This,
original, like plaster on earth, or is it drywalled?
no drywall in the whole place. It's all plaster.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not doing drywall over anything. Instead, I'm trying to fix the plaster. I have seen some renovation shows where they go into these old houses and there is a lot of plaster. And instead of redoing the plaster, they just throw drywall over it and patch it up. And it's good to go in a couple of days.
Yeah, I know.
This had a huge water leak above that. And so that wall had a lot of plaster damage. And so I replastered it, that huge patch in the corner.
Wow.
So this is about to be sanded and painted and then re-wallpapered.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty good.